If you want to get over your fear of abandonment, this is what you should do. Understand why you have it, but don't spend too much time in it. A lot of us have a fear of abandonment because we were abandoned while growing up by people that we expected to stay with us. And everyone comes from different experiences and different life stories. But what you can do now to figure out how to get over it is to research why you might have it from good sources like psych papers and psych research articles, and eventually talk to a professional, talk to a therapist, talk to someone who understands rather than labels or tries to blame. The next would be to observe your patterns in all kinds of relationships that you've been in, whether it's your parents, whether it's your friends now. Understand, observe, and see how they've turned out. What has failed, what has not failed, what were the parts that you had to play in the breaking of that, and what were the parts that other people played. Ultimately, we're afraid to lose people because we're afraid to be alone in many ways, and it's because we don't trust ourselves in being alone and thriving alone in many parts of our life, many transitions, when sometimes there's no people around. So that's where I would say the next step that you should take is cultivating a self-love practice. Like right now, I'm on a forest walk next to my college, and it's pretty fun, and I'm by myself. No person ahead, no person behind for now. And that's just how it is. You might prefer working out in the gym like I do sometimes. Meditation is very good. It helps you stay in the present moment, and there's a lot of benefits, and we can make a separate video on that. But meditation helps me a lot to like myself, love myself, be with myself, and accept myself unconditionally. The next one might seem contradictory, but it's not, trust me. After you accept yourself and love yourself unconditionally, you need to see and evaluate on what you want to change within yourself. Because we can't keep living with status quo for the rest of our life. We need to grow and cultivate new relationships that are actually something that we deserve and something that is according to our standard and not something we're settling for. So when people say they can't tolerate you, move on and find new people who can. It's hard. Take a day or two to cry, but know that you'll be okay without them. You might say it's easier said than done, but I want to tell you I'm in this exact phase right now. And see, I'm on a walk alone, and it's alright. Sometimes it's also important to be within our body to know when someone's draining our energy for a really long time, and to realize that this is not something you want to keep sustaining. Find people that can energize you and you can energize them. One useful tip that a therapist has told me when I interviewed her is to get into hobbies. We all have things we're passionate about. Like for example, maybe it's swimming for you, it's gymming for you, or maybe it's singing for you, like it is for me. Those are my hobbies. Usually when you go to these places, you meet people that also like these things, and so you can vibe with them together. And that's always fun. What I've realized is not everyone needs to be your best friend. Some people can be friends that you just sing with or just party with, or friends that you just go to concerts with, but you don't tell them your deepest, darkest secrets. But yeah, some friends are emotionally not mature enough, and you can't depend on them for the rest of your life. So be used to having a lot of people, but not necessarily needing to keep too many people close, and having different people for different kinds of things. Something I also find super important, which isn't always taught to a lot of us, is creating boundaries. This can include when we decide on something to do in the future to build our relationship or uphold our relationship. I would expect that you follow through with it. A lot of people say this to me. It's like keeping boundaries is basically keeping people out. I think what's more important is that you set a standard for yourself and consistently keep following it instead of overstepping on your own boundaries. For example, when you decide, I want to stay healthy, and so I will reject anything in my life that makes me unhealthy. Getting like super drunk every weekend is not something that's healthy physically. Maybe it's fun for some people. When you say, I'm not gonna go out and do that, or maybe I'll limit myself to once a month, that's all right. But if you're rejecting people's invites to go out every weekend and they think that's rude, I think it's just you upholding a standard for yourself. And that's the same as a relationship that's not going well, or like a friendship or anything. And so the way I overcame my fear of abandonment after letting a lot of people go is to let the wrong people go. Meanwhile, do things that energize you. And people come and go. That's just reality. Allow yourself to grieve things that you thought were good for you, because you genuinely invested in them. It's like investing in stocks. Would you keep reinvesting in something that's about to fail, or are you gonna take your money back and invest in something that's gonna age well, i.e. your own life and your own skills and your own learnings and your own personality, your own health and body? That's gonna age well.